Hey YouTube, Joshua the window cleaner here, and today we're going to be going on a trip. So it's going to be a little bit different. No window cleaning today. I'm actually going out for my birthday. I got a new metal detector, I got the new Goldbug Pro, a bunch of other gear to go. I got all my gold hunting stuff. I just like to keep it in a box because then I can just throw it in the back of the truck when I'm ready to go. I don't have to go through everything. So I have a couple boxes of gold hunting stuff. You can see there, got some buckets, got our luggage. It's gonna be me, my wife, and the baby. So JT's first outing. He's 3 months old now. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the video. I'm gonna be taking footage here and there throughout the trip. The trip is gonna be about 5 days. So we'll see if we find anything. I'll have some cool videos on maybe panning, maybe sluicing, maybe doing some metal detecting. Definitely metal detecting, because that's the main reason why I'm going out here today. Or yeah, we're leaving today. It's about a 6-hour drive, and when we get there, I'm gonna go ahead and pay to be in the creek. I know an owner of some land that has a pretty good gold spot that I like to go to, and I normally go in September, but I went in September and didn't work out because there was not a whole lot of water in the creek, and so there wasn't a whole lot of flow for my sluices, and so I feel like I lost a lot of gold during that trip. So I'm hoping that this will be a little bit better of a prospecting event, but this is probably going to be a really long video because I'm only going to do one video with all this footage. So I hope y'all enjoy all the footage and me finding some gold. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find some gold, but if I don't, it's all about the experience. I mean, even if I do find some gold, I never find enough to pay for the trip. So just kind of give you an idea. It's all about the fun and the trip, and I don't even like to sell my gold that I find. I just kind of collect it, and I'm gonna pass it down to my son whenever I get older. So hope y'all enjoy this video. We'll see you out in the field. Peace out. We made it to Jamestown, so here we go. We're gonna have a good trip. We're gonna have a good trip. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna catch all the gold. We're gonna find all the gold. Can you say gold? Gold. Gold. Hey YouTube, all right, we are in the creek now. Made it to Jamestown. It was a pleasant trip. JT's with us, and he only cried the last 10 minutes of the trip, so we did really good. But yeah, so I'm in the creek today, and I'm gonna be using some cool equipment. If some of you out there do gold panning and gold hunting and things like that, you'll know what I'm doing and everything, and that's all gravy. But I'm gonna kind of show you like you're a beginner, I guess, and show you how I do things. But yeah, so you'll be with me today. What I'm gonna do is, this is a good area of bedrock right here, and this is my sweet spot that I've been coming to, and I normally will set my sluice up right around in here. There's a lot more water right now than there was in September when I was here. They said they had a flood, so you can see, you know, where the flood came through, and it's still kind of brushy. But anyway, so the past few times I've been here, I've went through all this in here, this nice big huge crack. I've went through all this over here. My family was actually with me last time in September, and all that was bedrock, and we broke the bedrock apart, and we were finding gold in between the cracks. So what happens is when the water's rushing down, the gold will come down here and get into these little cracks and crevices, and we were just breaking into this and pulling it off, and there was roots in there and dirt. And that's where we were finding the gold last year. So a lot of the gold we found was in there. We have used a hand pump dredge, I guess you could call it. And I have it, it's over there on my backpack, and sucked up a whole bunch of dirt and sluiced it and all that. But today I wanted to come up here and try to find a good spot to dig some dirt up on this hill where nobody's been. I dug right in there in September also. I spent a whole day in this hole right here. Didn't find much, so I wanted to move on. But I'm thinking that I want to find me a hole somewhere over here that's full of dirt and start filling my buckets up, because I got a good feeling when the creek was rushing through here long ago, there's some gold that washed up on this bank. And sometimes what happens is the gold that's on the bank, that's stuck to the bank, will actually wash down here on this bedrock. You normally want to find bedrock because it's the bottom, and gold is heavy, so it settles to the bottom, along with black sand and iron and some other things. But so I thought this was a cool pocket. The reason why I chose this location the first time, well, not the first time, I'd say the second or third time I came through, is because you could see there the water would rush right through here, and there's a gully, and all this is bedrock, and it just dumps right into to this hole. So that is why I chose to be in that hole. Every time I come here, I mean, I spent days and days and days digging on this hole, digging in all this area. But now I want to go up the bank a little bit and maybe catch some more of the gold that would have been a little bit heavier, might have stuck up here. There's actually a little bit of a hole here. I just got to be careful because it's springtime, there might be snakes and all kinds of things. I have pretty much waders on. But it looks like there's a little hole right over there, so I'm probably going to try to get like right in here and then start digging, because it is a flat area where the creek would have been running. It would have been very deep over here, and that gold still would have washed right through here. So I'm thinking I'm going to try right here. If I don't find anything right here, I might try right here, but it would have came right through here. So, and you can see nobody's been here, so that's another reason. And I'll probably pull some dirt from right in here too as well. But I'll take different samples, and then I will pan it in the creek. I'll show you how I'm going to do all that. I just wanted to explain why I'm in the area that I'm at, in case you want to get into gold hunting. There's a lot of stuff. Do your research. There's a guy named Chris Ralph on YouTube that I watch. He's pretty good. There's a few good ones out there. Just be careful what you listen to. Anybody that's a lot older than you, that's been doing it for a long time, is going to have some good information, and they're out there on YouTube. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'm gonna start digging a hole in one of these areas, and then I'm gonna get some samples, go down to the creek, and then we're gonna start panning. And then if we find a good spot that's got some gold, and we're finding, you know, a nice little pan, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the sluice up, and we're gonna dig more in that area, and then just start running through the sluice. I'm gonna be here about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'm gonna go eat lunch with my wife. She's still at the Airbnb. We got walkie-talkies. I'm not very far from the Airbnb, so we're able to talk with walkie-talkies. There's no cell coverage down here, so that's what works for me. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start digging a hole, trying to get some of this cleared out. Some of this brush I might start over there, and then just sample some different areas right here, see if we can find a good spot with some gold. All right, on to the next video. Peace out. So whenever you are, this is my hole. I just cleared out a spot like I said I was going to, and I'm right here still in the line of fire of where all that is. Big chunk of dirt right here. So I went ahead and filled my bucket up as much as I could. Now keep in mind, what you're gonna be pulling up, like weeds and stuff like this, so you want to make sure to shake them off like that, and that way if there's any gold on there, it'll fall into your bucket. Now I'm not gonna spend too much more time right here. This is really good dirt, I believe. Might have some really good stuff in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down to the creek and start panning some of this stuff and see if I'm finding anything. So there's my hole, and I recommend getting a bucket with the rope on there like that. Now I'm gonna go down here and pan it, and I'm gonna show you my pan and how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna pan this whole bucket. It's not a very big bucket, and I filled it up about halfway. So kind of give you an idea. So what you want to do is you want to sift through this stuff first, because there might be nuggets or anything like that. I actually use a handheld detector, and make sure you have a plastic thing like this to sift through it. see, I need me a scoop. Can have a lot of fun out here. I'm actually here on my birthday. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill up my sifter here with dirt. Okay, got a little bit in there. I take my pan. Now this is a blue pan. If you buy a new pan, like say you're new, make sure to like take some dirt. I've already done it to this one. Take some dirt and like just rub it in there and make it real rough, because it's got, when you buy it, it has oil on it, and gold don't like oil, so it'll just slide right out of the sluice, and you don't want that. Or I mean, not out of the sluice, out of the pan. This is a cool looking pan. I have the regular green ones that you probably seen. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just pour some water on it, and then once I get enough water where I can start shaking it a little bit, it's going to start draining all that good material, and it's going to take out all them roots and all that crap that's in there, and then that way I just have good material in the bucket. Okay, this is a kind of a long process, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fast forward through this part and do this whole bucket like this and siphon through all this, and I'll be using my metal detector, but it's going to be in time lapse, so so this won't be you know, a 5-hour long video, because I'm going to be out here for a while, and you know, there's other things I'm going to be doing. I did some metal detecting this morning. I wasn't finding much. I forgot my camera, but I was only finding nails, and I found some really old nails though, staples. There was one spot I thought for sure, I was like, oh my gosh, this has got to be a gold nugget, and turned out to be a Capri Sun thing. So I got to figure out my metal detector. I just got the metal detector for my birthday, so but yeah, I'm just gonna break some of this stuff down. Okay. All right, now all that good material is going down there to the bottom. I'm gonna shake through this. So the rest of this is gonna be in time lapse. I don't want to waste y'all's time too much, because I want to show a lot on this video, and I'm only gonna do one of these gold pinning videos for now. So, all right, the rest of this is gonna be in time lapse. This part of it. So now that you're at the end of your bucket, you want to take some water and wash around the sides. Make sure you wash out your scoop real good in the water, because anything, most of the time the gold is going to be at the bottom of this. So all the dirt at the top might not have got it, especially after I was moving it. So you want to make sure to scrub off the scoop real good. Once you got the scoop real good, you got all the sides washed real good. Cool. Now I'm going to pour the last little bit into here. Okay. Okay. Right. Give it a good little slosh, and while it's moving around, that's why I do that. I like slosh it in there real good, get everything at the bottom. And as it's moving, it's not stuck to the bucket, and you just throw it back in there. So I should have got everything out of there. Shouldn't be anything in that bucket. Bucket to the side. All right. Doesn't look like there was any big rocks in there. We'll still go ahead and wash it out. just in case. Okay, so now we don't have no more roots and all that crap that was in there before. So, and the reason why, again, the reason why I say get a plastic one is because then you can use the metal detector and see if there's any nuggets in there before you toss all your rocks. Okay, so get all this stuff off the top. Like I said, anything, any kind of gold is gonna be at the bottom if you're not new to this. And I'm just stirring up this stuff and getting all the loose stuff up at the top. Then you just take a scoop, that good dirt. Okay, get you some in there, and most of the time all the gold's gonna be at the bottom, so you're gonna be doing a lot of work in here. So, as you can see, I got the dirt right here. I'm gonna go through my big one first, get all these big rocks up. A lot of this stuff is stuck together. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing that to the bottom, okay? And any kind of gold is gonna be caught in there. But you don't wanna do it too much. You wanna keep trying to make it go to the bottom, do a little bit, and then scoop up some more water, drag it to the bottom, do a little bit more, scoop it up, and then just keep doing that and bringing the black sand and the gold to the bottom. And that lip is going to catch, if there's any gold, there's a lip right here, it's going to catch it. Okay, so now I've done that and got all the big stuff out of the way, I'm going to start working my pan like this, just working back and forth about 3 or 4 times. You can actually lose gold if you don't do this part right, so you want to make sure you do this part right. Okay, looks like there's still some pretty big chunks in there. Okay, one thing about it is you don't want to get impatient because you will lose gold. What this does is just takes the top off. Any kind of gold will catch in there. Yeah, I don't see any real color in there. I don't even see any black sand. So, didn't look like the first bit had any. And you can do this and literally not find any gold. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Alright. Just for safe measures. So most of the gold is going to be at the very, very bottom of your bucket. Right. So I take my scoop and I'm kind of swirling it around, kind of breaking all this down, because at this point of the dirt, it's starting to turn it into clay. It's like big globs like this, but that's what you want. That clay stuff is where the gold will stick. But it's also hard to pan. So what I might do is, because this is getting a little bit out of my rim because of the clay, sometimes it'll just fall right out of there. So I don't want to waste any of this good pay dirt. So let me just see if I can make sure I didn't lose anything on that little pan. I don't think I did. So I'm gonna actually run my sluice now, and then that'll be a lot faster. And if there's any gold in there, it'll get caught in the sluice. It'd be a lot easier than panning. So we see that clay kind of dirt. You probably want to try to break it down as much as you can, stir it up, and then get to the bottom of it and run it through a sluice that can break it up a little bit better than a pan. This is not a good idea. It's not working very well. But that's, just part of it. So now I'm gonna set my sluice up and run the rest of this dirt. We're still on our first sample. All right, so I got my sluice set up here. This is gonna be perfect. It's a perfect flow. You want the V in the middle right there, going down. And this is the Dream Mat that I'm using, just a small sluice. Don't have nothing big today, but it's gonna help me be able to prospect a little bit better. Really easy setup. You wanna set a rock on top of it so it don't float off. Build up rocks around it, like so. have that flow going in there. It's gonna catch a lot of gold. So now I'm gonna run through a bucket. Here we go. Right. So now I'm gonna be going through this. Try not to mess your sluice up when you're doing this. Yeah, so take a scoop. And just start slowly pouring it on there. And it's gonna break all that down. You just want to do a little bit at a time, not too much. You might lose some gold. I believe this Dream Mat, it's the first time I'm using this Dream Mat. I believe this Dream Mat is going to do pretty good. We're going to find out though. Oh, that might have been too big one. That happens. You got to be real careful. Not put too much in there. Big old chunk went down in there. But there wasn't any gold. But you just want to slowly do it. A lot of this stuff is lumped together. Okay. Alright, so now you see the bottom of the sluice, there's the top. I'm going to show you what it looks like whenever it's breaking down the clay that I'm talking about. Okay, you can see it's just breaking it all down. Any kind of gold is going to be in that blue area. I'm going to show you a little bit more of what I'm doing on this side. Taking a scoop. Some of it's really clumpy. Take me a scoop like that, and then just slowly go over it, like so. And any of that gold is going to stick in there. So I'm going to go through the rest of this real quick, and then I'm going to start panning my Dream Mat. The Dream Mat will have all the black sand and gold in there, so we'll see what the Dream Mat picks up. Alright, bucket's all empty. I'm losing my to the creek, my scoop, and now everything, all my gold, if there's any gold in that one little spot. I mean, can you believe how much work that is for one little spot? So all the gold is going to be in my sluice. Okay. Now, I didn't see anything big, so we'll see. And I didn't see any black sand either when I was panning the first thing. So that might not be a good spot. Maybe we have to go do another one. But it just goes to show you, you can do all this work, not find any gold. You just got to find the right spot. Sometimes there'll be a patch of gold here, nothing there, nothing here. So you got to find the right spot. And that's why it's good to prospect, go out, take samples of different areas, because if you do, then you just keep digging in that one spot for a little while. Don't spend too much time in one spot for sure, because there's gold all around. It's not everywhere. There's a million trillion tiny little pieces of gold all through this creek and all through everything. You just got to find it. All right, I'm just looking in the sun, and I don't really see too much color, but that don't mean there ain't none in there. I don't see too much color, so that might not be a good spot to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, real easy to do. I'm just going to undo the screw. And then my little rubber mat comes out, like so. Right. Now I'm going to wash this out in a bucket. You can see there's still some stuff up underneath there too. So I'm going to wash all this out in a bucket. There, now let's Dream Mat. So all the heavies will be in there, in that bucket, right there, in that little bit of dirt. Just make sure we don't have anything in here. I don't see any color. Look in the sun. Gold will be bright, bright yellow. You will see it. I don't see anything there. Okay. I'm gonna slosh it around a little bit, get all the heavies down at the bottom. All the heavy down at the bottom. All the heavy down at the bottom. Okay. Now, I'm gonna try to get all of that in my pan. And to do that, what I gotta do? Okay, water in there. Okay. When I say color, I mean one yellow little sprit. But I still don't believe there's a little bit in there. Like one piece. I don't know if you can see that or not. Show you there's one small little piece. Oh, I lost it. There's one tiny little piece in there though. One small little piece right there, if you can see it or not, but that little bitty tiny piece, just a little bitty tiny piece of gold. Not enough, not enough, and I'm almost hesitant to say that that's fool's gold, but it sure glistens real good in the sun, and not in the sun, if you can see that or not. But I think there's one color right there. Yep, that is a piece of gold. Very tiny piece of gold, but it's right there. So it just goes to show you that it will float to the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and get my collector out and grab that little bitty tiny piece. But yeah, so all that work for that little bitty tiny piece. Okay, put a little water in there and I can find it. It's right there, I see it. So I'll go ahead and suck that up in my bottle. Okay. I don't see anything else shining like gold besides that one little piece. So, yep, nothing else in there. Cool, so I got one little small piece in my, a tiny piece. So I'm not really do too much more in that spot. I'm gonna dig in another spot. So, here we go. All right, so it's always important to make sure you're drinking plenty of water when you're out hiking or doing anything like that, because you can get dehydrated pretty quick. So I actually use a Camelback, so I'm gonna be getting my water right here. So got like little hairs and stuff on there. I might have to wipe it off, of course. I'm good. But yeah, so anyways, I put my Camelback in here. Got a whole thing of water in here, and this is the easiest thing, in my opinion, to do. But yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get some water before I get to working anymore. All right, I'm gonna be using the regular green pan. I'm doing something different here. Trying this out, see if I can be a little bit quicker with my samples. It took like 2 hours. So I found this rock, and my line of thinking is that the creek used to come through here. So you can see where it used to run back when it flooded, hundreds of years ago. And it would flow right through here like I described at the beginning. But there's a lot of smaller rocks right here, a lot of heavy stuff right here. So I'm digging it out, and I'm gonna get a pan from pretty deep. I'm pretty deep. I mean, this rock was covered up. I just kept digging around it, so I'm a foot into the ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this dirt and pan it. We'll see what happens. All right. This is waterproof, by the way. I would highly recommend one of these. So what I'm gonna do is just run this through all that dirt I just dug up and just make sure I didn't miss any nuggets. This was my first hole, nothing there. And I go over here and found this huge rock. I don't know if it's bedrock or not, but it's definitely a big heavy rock. Okay, so make sure it works. Yep, works. Cool. Now I'm gonna kind of just sit through all this and just make sure I didn't miss any nuggets whenever I was digging up all this stuff. Okay, nothing up in here. Ooh, here we go. Something right here. Okay, so something is right here for sure. Okay, where is it at? Oh, it's falling, so it's up in here. Okay, so we got something here. I think there's gold right here. Okay, so I think there's gold in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take all this and put it in a bucket. Start trying to sift through it a little bit, because I know there's got to be something there. It wouldn't be doing that. There's something right there. It's literally right there. There's definitely something in there, so it might be some small gold. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shovel, put it in my bucket, something there. I want to see what it is. Might be a bottle tap, coin, nail, something like that. Could be, but it's definitely something metal right there. It's a nail. See that? But when you see heavies like that, that's a good sign. That's a really, really, really old, stubby roofing nail. But that's what it was. So there definitely was something. It was small though, that's why I didn't see it. All right, I haven't found any gold yet. So, let's see, it's 1 o'clock. So I started out at 7:30 metal detecting. I covered a lot of ground this morning. I metal detected for like 2 or 3 hours. And then I got down here in the creek. Now I've been taking samples for about close to 2 or 3 hours now. So yeah, I've been out here since 7. Man, my time is terrible. So let's see, there's 1. Anyways, it's been a couple hours here and there. Still not finding any gold. So what I'm gonna do is go back to what I know works for the rest of the day, which is I'm going to be using my hand pump over there. I'm going to be bringing it over here. I've already cleared out a lot of this stuff. Got some of the debris. I built up a little dam right here so I could have my water flowing in here real good. That way when I kick all this stuff off the top, like all the roots and stuff that's come down here, you know, it'll just get all the gold from the bottom and I'll suck it all up. But what I'm going to do is, you can see there's some dirt in there. Okay, now that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break this bedrock apart right here and then have this whole chunk of bedrock from right here over. All of that is going to be gone. I'm going to beat the crap out of it with this for probably about 30 minutes to get it to do that. But this stuff is really soft, and once you get in all them cracks, when you pull that bedrock off, you can see this crack. So in the crack, you can literally see all the the roots. And so what that means is there's gonna be gold in there that's trickled down and went into all these little cracks. And last year when I came out here, all of this big huge square thing that you see here, all of this was rock, you can see. And we beat the crap out of it. I was pulling off chunks of rock, and I got videos on my phone where I was holding a piece of bedrock with the roots stuck to it, and you could see the gold in it. So now I know that this works. I'm not gonna mess with any sampling anymore. I'll probably do the same thing I did today, tomorrow, and just be consistent. But the rest of the day today, I wanna kind of take a little bit more easy. I'm gonna break this thing apart and start pulling some dirt out of here. I'm probably gonna go back to the Airbnb and get my other sluice. I'm not real familiar with the Dream Mat Sluice. I'm more familiar with my other big sluice, and there's plenty of water flow today. So I think it's gonna be a great opportunity to put the big sluice out. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's not a huge sluice, but anyways. So I'm gonna be sucking all this up, and I'll have video showing all this. But I just wanted to show you this before I break this apart, because I'm gonna be taking this and breaking this whole thing apart until this rock comes off, and I'm gonna see if there's any gold stuck in there. I'll show you a video when I get this part done. Now you can see here's where the bedrock is up against itself, and you can see all that little dirt that's fallen in there. What you want to see is things like that dark dirt. When you see that dark dirt, you need to be making sure that there's no gold in there, because that means that there was a bigger gap in between the bedrock, and the roots have grown in between them, and it'll start pushing this bedrock out and creating little bitty places where gold would love to be. Like I said, I have literally pulled out a rock in this exact spot with a piece of gold on it. I have the video on my phone. But right now you can see, you can see the bedrock just falling apart. But yeah, these little areas here is gonna be where the gold is gonna be. I'm gonna put everything right here and wash everything off, and then suck all the dirt off. I have a good bedrock spot right here that I created last year when I came, and I'm gonna just use it to wash everything, so I know that there's good ground. So when I'm washing all these rocks off, my gold is just gonna fall right there on the bedrock, and then I'll be able to suck it up with my hand dredge. So there's another piece. Right, so I'm gonna keep chopping away at this. You can see it breaks apart really easy. I'm trying to get in between here. That's where I'm trying to get. I think that there's gonna be gold in there. Might even try to get up in there as well. But yeah, all them little cracks and crevices in the bedrock, if you can find a spot like this that's running off the side of a hill, this is what you really want to find. Here's another piece of bedrock. Here's another piece of bedrock that I want to show you. You see that right there? That is clay. So when you see that clay against that bedrock like there, sometimes the gold will get stuck in the clay as well. So, you know, if you're gonna use a hand dredge like I'm gonna be using, you want to make sure to wash that off. You can also do this in a bucket if you want to save all this dirt, but wash that clay off like that in a bucket or something. You'll never know what you might find. And how I figured this out, so how the clay is come about is over time this bedrock gets super hot from forest fires and things like that in this area, and then it turns the bedrock into clay because it heats it up so much, and that gold can sometimes get stuck in that clay as well. So don't you see a piece like this with a bunch of clay on it, make sure to wash it off really good before you just chunk the rock. You might be missing an opportunity to get some gold. Very finicky, but found some pretty cool stuff out here. All right, let's keep digging away until we get to that crack. You can see these cracks starting to form, so it's becoming easier and easier for me to break that bedrock down. got in there exactly like I wanted to. Look at all that dirt. I don't see any gold. Most of the time you just like see little chunks. Doesn't mean it's not there. It just means I can't see it. But yeah, so you see I'm just taking all the bedrock, putting it right here. I'm gonna wash it all, take all the big rocks, chunk them, and then suck up all this with my hand dredge. But yeah, so I got in here where I wanted to be. You can see the roots coming out. That's what you want. So when you see dirt like that, there is definitely gonna be gold in here. So there's no doubt in my mind. I would be super shocked if there wasn't gold, because there's so many little pieces that can get stuck in there. Perfect spot for it. If there's not gold right here, it missed a really good place to hide. So let's see what else we can find. Just knocking it out. If I see a piece of gold while I'm knocking all this out, I'm gonna show you on the camera, but I don't see anything. Right, we found a piece of gold. I want to show you what it looks like. All right, make sure my lens is all clear. I know I've been, man, this thing is so dirty. Sorry guys. There's a piece of gold right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. That's a piece of gold right there. Right there where my fingernail is. I sure hope you can see it, but that is definitely a piece of gold. And I don't see anything else, but I'm gonna pick that bad boy off of there, because that's what I'm looking for. Those are pickers. There's gonna be a bunch of this, I believe, in all this dirt. But that, like I said, is a perfect place for gold to hide. All right, so I got my vial ready. My little top right here. And I have a pair of tweezers. Now this is what I use to get pickers like that. So see if I can get it and not drop it. Man, if I drop this, I'll be very upset with myself, because it's definitely a piece of gold. Okay, so, okay, I got it. There's your piece of gold. I'm gonna put it in my vial, and there it is. My first piece of gold this trip. So I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, you really can't see it, but definitely in there. Let's see if I can get a better light on it. There we go. Look at there, that's a nice little picker. Look at that bad boy. That's what I just picked, just like I was just showing you. There's a picker. So there's gonna be a bunch of gold right there, because gold doesn't just come in one piece like that. Gold comes in a bunch of pieces. So there's gonna be a bunch of gold in there, little pieces like that. So hope we find more. All right, so I'm on day 2. Found that little nugget yesterday. I was only out here till about 1:30 because I had to get ready for the show, and it still did not go as planned. But that's okay. But I'm gonna be out here today. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be doing. Looks like somebody was already in here last night. I didn't cut that. I didn't cut that. So somebody was here. Flame jumpers. Well, the road is right there. But anyway, so what I'm gonna be doing, I guess somebody was already here yesterday. That kind of sucks. I'm gonna be breaking apart this bedrock right here, and then I'm gonna be taking the dirt up. That's kind of got me bothered today. Sure hope nobody comes down here while I'm down here today. I'm not gonna be taking a whole lot of videos today because it's gonna be raining. I'll probably have a poncho on and all that, so you won't be able to see the footage very much. But if it don't rain, maybe I'll be able to take some footage. But tomorrow, on day 3, I'm going to show you how to do everything, show you the gold I found today. So I hope y'all enjoy. Peace out. Gold right there. So I'm about to get that and put it in my vial. But I just wanted to show you, this is how you do it. You can see this is my vial from this trip. Just going to take it, and I'll just show you my one from last trip. I don't know if you can see this pretty good, but this is how much gold I found the last trip I was here. So you see there's definitely gold, and I found it all in the same spot. So, but now I'm gonna go ahead and grab that little nugget. It's supposed to rain today, so gotta be really careful. Don't want to drop anything in the creek. But you can see all this bedrock I've been breaking apart. There's gonna be a bunch of gold up in there, I believe. But very yellow. When you see it, you definitely know it's gold. Like this is definitely gold. So I want to open my valve. Okay, wash it off and put it in there. Cool. Now there we go. Might keep breaking this rock apart because I found one piece of gold. So yeah, there we go. If you can see that or not, but definitely gold. Beat up a little bit, but it's gold. A little gold nugget. Right, I'm gonna keep breaking this down, and then I'm gonna suck all this up and run it through my sluice. I got my sluice set up over here. I'm not gonna be doing a whole lot of recording today, but I got my sluice going perfectly, and I'm gonna be sluicing all of that dirt that I'm busting them rocks up on, because I know there's gold in there. Like I said, I just found that little picker right there, so there we go. I busted up a bunch of rocks for about 2 hours solid. So I know there's going to be a bunch of gold right here. I actually made this little platform. I also have another platform right here that I made by just knocking out the bedrock. So I know I can suck up all this and wash all this off into there and suck all that up into a bucket and run it through my sluice. And I'm pretty sure I'll have some good gold, because I mean, I've seen a couple of pieces, as you've seen. I've seen a couple pieces right here, so I know that there's going to be more and more gold. And you can see that root up in there. It just keeps going back in there. So it's all bedrock. It's all good stuff to break up and find gold. So, but for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and just wash all this off. And sometimes this little platform that I made, since I've been hitting it, created a little sluice too. You'll find little pieces of gold. And it's kind of gloomy today. So I have my light, and I can shine it over Any gold will glisten really bright yellow. You can see where those root systems are though. See all them root systems all up in here. All of that's where gold's gonna be. But I don't see anything shining like yellow. It'll be yellow. So I still don't see any yellow. So no gold right here. It's all going to be washed down right here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to suck all this up, put it in a bucket. Put it in this bucket, I guess, and then I'll run the sluice box. All right, now I'm going to make a good spot for my bucket. I'm going to be filling my bucket up with dirt. So I need a good spot right here. It's not going to fall over. So you don't want to lose your, you don't want to lose it in the creek. All your gold. Just gonna push some rocks up against there. Like I said, all my gold's gonna be all up in here. So I'm just gonna slowly pull all this. You see how it works? I pull this out and it sucks it. Then I can push it in the bucket, and then all the heavy stuff gets caught up in here. And then I just dump that in the bucket. But this thing sucks up really good in little cracks and crevices, but you just gotta slowly do it. Push the water back in here so you don't leave nothing. Another way too, you can kind of wash off the bank, because sometimes you are not able to well, in California, you're not able to use anything machinery. But back in the day, what they used to do is they used to wash down the bank with like a fire hose, just, and then have all the dirt run down, and then they would shovel all the dirt into a big, huge sluice, or you could use a track hoe or whatever you wanted to use. But what you could do is you take this water right here, suck it up like that, and then you can wash it off like that. If there's a real big heavy clays, but you want to make sure to empty out your bucket first if you do that. See how I'm washing all that out? That'll push all the gold out of those little cracks and crevices from the clay, and it'll wash it down into there. See how it's washing all that out, and the cracks and crevices, pushing all that gold out into my spot right here. There's a little hole right there. Might be some gold in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna keep sucking up my stuff. So I don't have a whole lot of dirt yet, so I've decided I'm going to pan it instead. to see if I can find anything, see if we're in the right direction. But first, I want to run my, I don't think there's, well, there might not be any of it, so go ahead and start panning. Right. So I know there's gold in here. This is the first pan. Look at that color. It's a good bit of little color there. Big little chunk there. So there's definitely gold. Little bitty pieces of gold all in there. It's a nice little chunk there. Cool. It's definitely gold. Cool. See all the color down there on the right there. All that. Oh, that's gold. So cool. That means there's definitely going to be gold in there. That's just the top of it. So cool. Right. So I have a little sucker cup, and some people might have a different one. I like this one. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I get that bad boy there. All right, my camera is all getting wet. It's starting to rain, so I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm just gonna be doing that. I don't know if I'm gonna use my sluice because it is gonna be raining, and I'm being pretty efficient with my pan, just because I know there's not a whole lot of dirt. You can see this spot as it's cleared up now. You see all that dirt right there? I'm gonna be sucking up all that. All my gold would have fell right in there from crushing up all those rocks. So I'm gonna suck all this up before I leave. So I got 3 days. I gotta get my poncho on because it's starting to rain. See, and I don't want to get soaking wet. I mean, I can leave if I need to, but I want to at least finish cleaning up what I'm doing right now. So yep, ugly, gloomy day, but it's supposed to be the only day it's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, so I will show you what my cleanup is at the end of the day. I'm actually getting some black sand. I'll show you. So I'm getting some black sand, and there's little pieces of gold in there, I know for sure because I've seen them. And then I'm gonna put it in my blue bowl, and I'll show you later how to do that. I'll be doing that at my house tonight. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Peace out. I know it's a long video, guys, but just trying to show my whole trip. So hope y'all enjoy. Peace out. All right, today's day 3. I'm going to be doing some metal detecting this morning, and also I'm going to be doing some visual prospecting. That's why I'm bringing my metal detector with me. I'm just going to be scaling the area. It's not a whole lot of area. I'd say it's probably like a mile stretch of the creek that I'm able to get into. And so I'm just going to be having you on my head and walking around and trying to get a really good visual. I've been meaning to make a video on this part, so it's gonna be probably a time-lapse video of me metal detecting. Hopefully I find something, but the main goal here is just to kind of get a scope of the land and see if I find new holes that I want to get into, or new places to look to see if I can find gold. So I'm in Woods Creek in Jamestown, California. So you'll be on my head for most of this. You'll see me metal detecting, like I said, just getting a scope of the land. I'm going to keep it on my personal records and watch it in slow, the regular version, but it'll probably be on time lapse on this video. So yep, we're on day 3. It is Sunday the 20th. I got to call my best friend Drake and tell him happy birthday. His birthday is the day before mine, and then tomorrow's my birthday. I'll probably just be in the creek tomorrow, but I did want to spend one day coming out here and just prospecting visually and getting some good some camera action. So yep, hope y'all enjoy the video. Peace out.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
everybody. Today is my birthday. I am on day, I don't even know how many days I've been here. See, Thursday. I got in the creek Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4th day. Okay. So Friday, I was here for half a day. Saturday all day, Sunday all day. And today I'm gonna be here all day. Now today's my cleanup day, so I'm gonna be going down to my spot and cleaning up everything that I washed out. So this is another area that another guy, his name is Mr. Bean. So this is his spot. So when I first came down here, I actually found one little nugget over here. So this was gonna be my spot, but then the year after he came out here and I decided to let him have it. And so I go on down. So originally this was my spot, but he came in after me and I wanted to be polite and just let him do that. So I'm gonna put you on my head real quick. And then you can go with me down the creek. Right. A lot of good spots out here to find gold. Because you know there's gold here, it's even better because once you find a good spot, there's definitely going to be gold there. But there's gold all along this creek. The hole right here I'd like to try one day, but there's so much tail ends from everybody. Sluicing and everything. It's hard to find a good spot. But ain't nobody been. It's a little cold this morning. Today is my birthday. 31 years old today. And this is what I decided to do. Decided to be out on the creek. Just me and God. Well, one thing about it, if you're going to be in the creek like this, make sure all your zippers are zipped up and make sure everything's good and in a good spot, because you will lose it in the creek on your backpack. Put your zipper on your backpack. So here's my spot. Nobody came down here, so that's good. Okay. That's all my pay dirt from yesterday. I wasn't able to finish before dark, so this is where I'm going to be at today. I washed all this out yesterday, so I'm gonna kind of wash all this and then try to put all this through buckets if I can. That's kind of the plan for today, is to just put all this in a bucket, sift through it, see if there's any gold right here. All right. Hope y'all have enjoyed the video so far. I know it's a really long video, but this is my entire trip on one video, so it might be like two and a half hours long. I don't really know how long it's going to be, but I definitely got some good information in there for those of you that might want to start doing gold hunting. So, all right, well, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to be eating my burrito. And after I eat my burrito, which is half a burrito from last night, because I didn't want to eat a granola bar this morning. I want to push all the way to lunch, so I'm gonna eat a half of a burrito, and hope it don't make me have to go to the bathroom. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be just digging this out, trying to get all this much dirt as I can, sift through buckets, my sifters. So sift it, get into that bucket, and then start panning it. I would use my sluice, but I was having difficulty with it, so I decided not to use my sluice. I was being a lot more efficient with just the pan, finding bigger chunks of gold. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing. But I do want to try to wash out that crack right there. I've already washed all this out yesterday. You can see it's all the way down to bedrock. What I do is I take my hand pump, which I got on my back. You'll see here. Okay. I take that thing and I sand it down, made it at a perfect little angle, and you can just suck it all up, and then all the good stuff goes in here, and then I just squirt the water in there, and then I'll empty that out into a pan if I want to sample. This is a good thing for sampling. I'll empty that into a pan, just sample, see if it's a good spot. I found gold right here, so that's why I'm right here. And then you just start dumping it into that bucket there, and then once you fill that bucket up, well, obviously you want to sift it first. Then you have it at least this big, and you can check and see if you got any nuggets or anything. And then it goes down to the littler gold that's going to be in there, and then you just want to pan all that with like a scoop in a pan until you get it all done. And then most of the time you'll find gold along the way. As you're taking scoops out of the bucket, you'll find gold. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get back to it. Peace out. All right, so I'm gonna explain what I'm doing because I'm not taking a video. I gotta get this stuff done. Today's my last day. So I'll show you the cleanup and everything after I do everything. So I'm gonna be panning and getting all this. So what I'm doing is I'm washing all this out with a bucket. I take a bucket of water, wash this out, and then it piles up right here. I'm going to take all of this dirt right here, all this stuff that I've washed down into the bedrock, and then I'm going to put it in a bucket, siphon it, and then I'm going to run it through a sluice and then clean the sluice up at the end of the day. But like I said, I'm not going to be videoing all that because I already know this video is really, really long. So I'm just going to show you the cleanup at, like, you know, when I'm done with the trip. So this is the last little video, but I just want to explain what I'm doing here. I'm just going to be cleaning all this out and then running it through a sluice. And then after I run it through a sluice, I'll show you what I found. So taking a bucket, washing all this out, putting it over there, shaking it up, all that. All right, cool. Alright, so on the time lapse, you see there was a lot more on there. and pick you up from the same spot where the time lapse was. This is my last day here. I'm actually leaving. I forgot to take videos yesterday whenever I was doing my cleanup, which I said I wasn't going to film anyways, but I totally forgot to show y'all what it looked like whenever I got finished. So all this is like an earth-made sluice. All that was full of dirt from washing down all that bank. All of that was dirt. Washed down all that dirt, came down here, and I sucked all this up yesterday. So the gold that you're about to see from my cleanup is from all in here. On this bedrock where I cleaned it up. It didn't look very clean right now, but it's because I dumped water back on it. But there was no mud in here whatsoever. I sucked it all the way bone dry yesterday. But yeah, I just wanted to show this area when I got done with it. I mean, all that was bushes like that. So I just wanted to make sure I showed a video of this. I literally had to ask him, could I come back down here? Because I totally forgot to make a video about it. But yeah, so I think I might come back with my church in September. I want to clear all this up because all the gold that might have fell down might have trickled down into right here. But I didn't have time to clean all this up, and plus it's in the water. It's a lot harder to clean up than it is up here, where you can just wash it down and suck it up with my little shooter. So I'm going to show you what gold I've got now. I'm going to use the blue bowl for all my black sand and my small tiny gold. But I'm going to show you what I found. Let me get it out. Okay, so there's the gold that I found. Now this is just the big stuff. All the little stuff is I still got to go through. This is more than I found I've been here 5 times, 4 or 5 times, maybe 4. Let's just say 4. Been here 4 times, and I've never found this much in it at one time. I found about that much all 4 times combined. So that's really good. I'm really happy with that. I knew it was going to be in all them little cracks and crevices. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Now I'm going to get back into panning and trying to get through the black sand with the blue bowl. So hope y'all enjoy the rest of the video. Peace out. All right, so I'm about to do my gold cleanup, and this is the gold that I found, the big pieces that I found on this trip. And now I'm about to pull all my fine gold out. So what I did was all these were like little pickers that I picked out of my pan, and all that's in here is all the fine gold. I just sucked it all up into one thing on my cleanup day. This was the cleanup day, and then these are from a couple of the other days, because it's so hard to get the fine gold out of there. So I have what they call the blue bowl. So the battery hooked up to a pump, pumps the water in at a certain pressure, and you want to make sure it's level. And then this thing swirls around and takes all the black sand and dirt out and keeps the gold in there. So now that I know it's level, I can take my level off, take this off, and I want to run my hand through here to get all them bubbles out. So when this thing is spinning, you can turn the pressure up to where it's about an inch. That's how this thing works, until the water line is about an inch up. So you can see it's spinning pretty good. Still a few more bubbles. Make sure you get all them bubbles, because you don't want that in there. You want it to be smooth. See, now it's a lot more smoother. There's no bubbles. And I can control the pressure from over here. So right here, I just open the valve a little bit more, and it creates more pressure coming through this hole, and then it starts pushing that water. All right, now I'm gonna put you on my head. So you can see what all I'm doing. I'm gonna be using this light so you can see. So it has to be filtered through a sifter first. It has to be a certain size for this blue bowl to actually work properly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour all this stuff right here into here. Okay, but it all has to be filtered through here, and you can see there's some little chunks of gold there, but in order for the blue bowl to work, it will only pull out chunks that are smaller than this. You need to pour out all the big stuff. But you can see there is a chunk of gold there that I'll be getting, but just mix it up. Alright, so now I got all 3 of these bottles taken care of. You can see the gold in there. You can see that gold staying at the bottom. But then some of it's still flaking off and still sticking at the top, which is really weird. But you can see, I mean, it's going to take a long time for all of this to circulate and get all the fine stuff out of there and all the heavies. And then it'll just leave gold in there, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So, I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Right, so pushed it all on one side. See it there, that's all the fine gold. Put it in my little vial. Not as much as I thought it was, but it's still a pretty good amount. All in one spot, so. Yep, I'll show you what it looks like in the vial when I'm all done.